Hello, we are Sornia. We are, as always, pleased to have this opportunity to speak with you and share what we can with you, and hopefully and keep the encouragement going. You certainly have been encouraging us. We emphasize the nature and the importance of the exchange that we have, and we really are going to stress that with you moving forward because it's so vitally important. We are in this together. And you say, what's this that we're in together? Well, if you haven't noticed, there are many changes going on in your world, and much is happening in your world. Pretty much anyone alive right now can see, whether you like the changes or not, can see that your world is changing as it should, as it should. You want that everything that is going on in your world become transparent. And this is what we'll talk about a little bit. But in regards to going back to what we said in terms of our relationship with you, our symbiotic relationship with you, the importance of it, how much we value it, how much you value it, and it's the foundation that will bring about the change that is occurring and this moving forward in this expansion that all of you are going through right now. So in everything, we have said this, you as an individual, as a group, meaning humanity, Mother Earth, all the creatures, everything that has life on your planet is slowly coming forward and being seen for what it really is. And you might say, wait a minute, we were just talking about the fact that we have this relationship. And that's what we mean. So you have this relationship with us, but many of you don't know that we exist. Not you hearing these messages, but many in your world don't know that we exist. Yet they do have a relationship with us. Not everyone, but many that have a relationship with us, and we are interacting with them. They are unaware of it, but that relationship is there, and that's going to become transparent. So just think about transparency being the theme over the next few months. What do we mean by transparency? Well, you've been living in darkness. You have been living in a world that some of you call it an illusion, some of you call it a simulation, some of you believe that it's real. There are many different ways of approaching it, but you have been living in a reality that has much hidden from you, and there is much what we call darkness. And when we say darkness, we also mean darkness, yes, the evil that is on your planet that is coming forward, but also darkness in terms of ignorance, in terms of those that are not aware, do not know the significance of who they really are. Now, not everyone is going to awaken to that truth of who they really are, yet that is the ultimate goal. Do not feel that that cannot be done, that that is not possible. Hold that picture that all of, we'll say, God's children, all of you with the divine spark in you, who stand in your truth, who know your truth, who know yourselves as eternal being, each one of you is meant to come to an understanding of who you really are. And that is what is going on. So again, transparency. In order for you to know who you really are, you need transparency. And that is what's going on in your world. So we want to advise you that there is much needed discernment at this time. It will increase. You will really want to ground and center yourself in the knowing of who you are, because as you are expanding, the essence of you is ridding yourselves of those limiting beliefs and the limiting nature that has been imposed upon humanity and all of nature, etc. That is dissolving. But in order for it to dissolve, it must come out. You must see it. Again, transparency. Things must be transparent. And that is what is going on. So it may look frightening to you. Things may occur that seem devastating, that seem frightening, that can cause alarm. And you may begin to question your purpose. You may begin to question your family members. You may begin to question those who you've trusted. And we're bringing this up because that is the very game, if you will, or the form of manipulation that the energy that we call the dark, that energy wants that you are confused. Because that's how the dark keeps you submissive. So, how do you combat that? Well, we've given you those instructions and we will continue to give you those instructions. You combat it by knowing yourself. Who do you know, though? Do you know the human being that you are with your personality and all of your different traits and all that you have in regards to that human experience? Yes, you want to know that. But what you really want to know and trust is who you are, the truth of who you are. And that takes, as we have said to you many times, that takes you dedicating yourselves to you. Why are we bringing this up again, you may ask? Oh, Sornia, again, we've heard this so many times. I'm doing it. We're bringing it up again because as you enter shortly another phase in this, we'll call it your spiritual war, this exposing of the untruths, as you enter into this next phase, you will want to be armed with one thing and one thing only, and that is the truth of who you really are. That is something that you just have to know. And that resides within you. And even in that realm of having that discernment and knowing who you are, you have to be careful. Because there are many ways in which the dark, that energy of the dark and those beings that have thrived in that energy, there are many ways that those beings and that energy know how to manipulate even at that level of, we're saying, of you knowing who you really are. So you're saying, well, okay, then now I'm really concerned because how do I combat that? How do I overcome that? How do I know? You keep going into deeper and deeper layers of who you are. There's so much of who you really are that you don't understand yet, that you've forgotten. That's part of that whole manipulation, to hold back the information so that you feel submissive to some power outside of you when you are the ones that have all the power for yourself. So you want to keep asking, what is the truth? What does it feel like for me to know the truth of who I really am? And pay attention to every subtle feeling you get, every subtle message, the big ones too, but they'll come in subtle, softly, gently, and pay attention. This will be very important very soon, not quite yet, but you being able to do that, to withdraw your attention from the external world, this 3D simulation, illusion that you call, withdraw it and bring your attention within. You should be practicing that. Most of you are, but that is what you want to be sharing with everyone, because you will start to see people who are questioning, who become frightened. There are many things for them that are being shown to them to be frightened about. But you who know who you really are and why you are here can bring that sense of safety and security to your fellow mankind by demonstrating your own inner truth and strength and radiating that out. Yes, we are repeating ourselves, but we are repeating ourselves in a very important time that is coming for you. You're already starting to enter it. You still have a little bit of time to relax and rest. But this time period will bring about many opportunities for confusion, for distraction, for fear mongering, as you say, to cause you to lose your faith, if you will. So again, it will be up to you. No one is coming to save you. You are saving yourselves and all of humanity. How great is that? So you want to remember that. Moving forward, you have to move forward. Some of you we are picking up on are getting a little fatigued. You're hearing these messages, you're hearing others speak of these great changes, etc., and you want the change to happen. You want to, let's just do this. Let's get through this. Let's, expose that which is not of truth and of light and of God and of the divine and of creator and source. Let's expose the falsehoods here. It's being done, and you can see it. Some of you are responding with fear. Some of you are responding with a sense of feeling hopeless. Things aren't working out. Maybe it's all just another story to be told, that this great awakening isn't happening. You know that it's not true, but some of you are getting tired. So that's why we come through with these messages of encouragement, repeating what it is that we have to share, because it's so important that you, in a sense, stand your ground. What is your ground? Because truth for you will never cause harm. Because you may be questioning, well, what is truth? It will never, ever cause harm. Truth is compassion. Truth is appreciation, acceptance. All those beautiful words. Truth is kindness. Truth is generosity. Truth sees through the facade that many project and sees to the heart of a person or a situation. That is what you are all there on earth at this time doing. It's very important. And yes, we understand the fatigue. And yes, things could get significantly more troublesome for some. We don't know, again, but it needs to, what do we mean by it? That which is not of the divine, of your true nature, needs to be exposed. And each one of you has free will. And when you give your attention to something, you have the free will to pay attention to whatever it is, or to not pay attention. Remember that. This is key to also your experience as you are exploring your world. You can be the observers, you can be the witnesses, but when you observe something, you are a participant. So pay attention to what you are observing. And it's okay. You say, well, I want to know what's going on. Absolutely okay. We are not saying this from a place of telling you what to do. That's not our role. We are here to give you information that will help you guide yourselves through the maze that life on earth is. But remember that you observing something are interacting with it, and you become a participant. So you watch your movies, and there might be things that are entertaining to a certain degree, but are they of truth? Do they feel like they are divine? And you say, well, that's just a movie. It's just pretend. Is it? We're just putting this out there. Think about these things. You make the decision. How far do you want to go in participating through your observations, through your looking at, if you will, that which is there for you to see? So you might be going, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, what we mean is, say you are observing two individuals fight in a movie. And, it's part of the plot line. But one does evil to another in some way. You're participating in that. And you might be saying to yourselves, well, how can we possibly live in this world and not contribute? Aha, is what we say. Now you get it. Now you get it. Everything that you see with your eyes, with your being, but in particular with your eyes, because that is kind of what we're talking about, you are participating in it. And what do you want as your participation? Just take this for what it is, just another bit of information that's there for you to ponder. Those that hear these messages have open minds. You know how to critically think. That's why these messages are not telling you ever what to do. They're there to offer ways in which you can find out the truth for yourself, because that's what is powerful. So, knowing that your observations are part of you participating in the creation of something, you can then learn something about the way in which your world is created and the way in which you create, even if it's something you do not like, along with the things that you do like. We hope that this information is enough to stimulate all of you to ponder this over the coming weeks, so that we can get feedback like we always get from you, and to move it forward so that we can deepen that understanding for you. Right now, this is what you are given as put it as like a task for you to, if you choose, again, it's all by choice, to understand the nature of your reality. By doing so, and by grounding yourself in knowing who you really are, understanding how your human form creates, you begin to understand the nature of this illusion or this simulation you are living in. You begin to understand truth. You begin to understand the importance of transparency. And I, along with the rest here, really believe that your planet, the majority on your planet, are ready for transparency. They want it out in the open. More will be on board, we believe, soon. Through the efforts you have all made to continue to hold to the truth of knowing who you really are and radiating that out. We haven't anything more to share at the moment. Never feel, well, we can't tell you what to do, but understand that there is nothing to fear, ever, absolutely ever. And if experiences present themselves to you and you feel fear, Pull away, take away your observations, your participation, and find calm, find truth, find serenity within the truth of who you really are. And that's what others will learn from you. That time is coming where those that understand, who many of you have been on the margins of society, many of you who have lived your lives in an alternative way outside the norms of society, you've seen things and not agreed with them and felt that maybe you were an outcast or you couldn't fit in. You will see that you are the ones that understood at some level of your being that there was something amiss. And you will be the ones to guide others. It's a very important role you have all taken on. And it is moving forward, and things are changing, and they're evolving, and they're expanding. That is all for now. We love you very much. We are always here for you. Please send us your questions. We do receive them. Hopefully we've answered some of them today. Take care of yourselves and take care of your neighbors. Take care of your families. Take care of each other. It is worth it. That is all. We are Sornia. Goodbye.